But let's start with Los Angeles since we're already out west mentally. It's Jackie Robinson Classic. Really good teams there. I said it again, really good teams. But UCLA, Vanderbilt, USC, and UConn. UConn's got a lot to prove, man. They have really, really struggled to open up the year. But it's kind of what they have done a lot recently. Play a tough non-conference schedule, get ready for conference play, and then win your conference and play really well in a regional/super regional. I believe these games are broadcasted on MLB Network. I think I saw that earlier, so that'll be fun. Crazy to me that Jack's not on the call after his big time performance in Jacksonville. They're missing out. Who do
Blitz,
we
Bama, blitz.
Blitz Bama Blitz?
Anyway, let's talk about Houston.
No, I just previewed Los Angeles. I bounced past the ball to you for an easy layup.
You asked me, Dimitri. I'm going to let you pick first.
I just talked for 5 minutes straight about Los Angeles.
All right, well,
this was a
great
bounce pass
tournament in Los
layup.
Angeles. Great tournament in Los Angeles. All right, that's all I have to say. Houston.
They're splitting it up. Half the games are at Jackie Robinson for UCLA, and half of them are at USC this year. So I'll take Vanderbilt to win.
Which is Irvine.
Well, they're playing at a different stadium in Los Angeles. I don't know whose stadium it is.
Irvine.
No. I just looked it up, but now I got to battle with you here. Hold on. Jack, who do you like in this tournament while I look this up?
I think Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt's going to be really good this season. I know they're still getting some guys back, like a guy like Mike Mancini from JMU, still battling back from a hamate injury. But I think this is a team that feels like they have a lot to prove in the non-con this year. And if they can go into SEC play feeling a little bit friskier than they did maybe a season ago, they're in good shape. But I'd love to see UConn. If UConn walks out of that thing 2-1, it completely changes the face of maybe the way that I think the college baseball landscape views them. So those are the two teams I got an eye on. I think if Cook throws well from UConn, it gets them off to a good start.
I'm going to go ahead and let's just talk about Houston right now before Dimitri corrects me, because I just looked it up and they are playing in Irvine after I said, nope, they're not.
Guess what? They're not playing at UC Irvine. They're playing at Great Park, which is bro, like, look at this. I'm about to this is where they're playing.
I got to see a picture of Great Park. What a name.
That's where UC Irvine plays their home games, right?
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Trouble in Paradise. I'm going to.
They're playing at I don't know what this is.
This is getting out of control.
Reminds me of Patriots Point a little bit, but without the other fields around it.
Can we get a more zoomed up picture? Oh, that's where they played last year. They played a lot of games there last year. I remember watching their streams. Well, cool. Fine. Sorry, Noah.
Yeah, my fault. I thought that was Irvine's home park. That's where USC played their home games last year. That's what I meant to say.
Also, did not know Irvine was in Los Angeles at all. I thought Irvine was far, far away. So
Irvine, Long Beach are all part of Greater Los Angeles.
Okay. Well, I'll take. You know what? I'm going to take UCLA. I think they've been playing well on the weekends. I'll take UCLA to win it. Home ballpark. I don't know. Big weekend for them. 3-0 for the Bruins.
Give me. Let me see. Who does Vanderbilt play first? They play UCLA Friday night. Yeah, give me Vanderbilt. And they get UConn on Sunday and USC Saturday. Yep, give me Vanderbilt to win them.
Right on. Cool. All right, let's go to Globe Life. Oh, actually, you said you want to go to Houston, right? So we'll go to the Shriner.
You want to go to Houston now? I mean, it's up to you. You want to go to Houston now? We can.
Yeah, we can go to Houston. It's my favorite preseason tournament in the world. I went to it every year for 15 years growing up. It's awesome. This year it's Rice, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, and Arizona. Pretty good crop of teams. Now, usually you'll have more.
Actually, I have a glorious idea, Ben. We're not going to go to Houston yet. Give me the location of the 4 tournaments that we have remaining. People are going to love this. You guys just Houston. What else?
Houston, Frisco, Las Vegas, and Arlington.
Las Vegas. All right, guys. We're going to start in Raleigh. and we're going to stay in Raleigh for one night. Actually,
nice.
then we decided we're going to stay in Raleigh for 3 more nights.
I don't think
and then we're going to go to Greenville. And then, I think I spelled. All right, we're going to start over.
You were trying to go to Lafayette, Louisiana, right?
There you go.
No.
Yeah, you just misspelled it. That's
We're gonna
run it back later because I'm sure we just confused 90% of our audience. But there is a fun bus game called Road Trip, and it's very similar to like Black Magic and other things. Only college baseball players know how to play, but you just ruined it by misspelling it. So,
Dude,
I was gonna go Raleigh for one night, and then we're gonna stay 3 more nights.
Nope.
Then we're going to go to Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to stay in Denver for 2 nights. And then we're going to go back to Raleigh because Denver wasn't that fun. So we went back to Raleigh. And then we went to Sacramento. Where are we?
We're in Las Vegas now, baby. 100%.
Las Vegas.
And that's going to be Texas, Washington, Texas Tech, and Illinois. I'm excited to watch the ball fly in Vegas because I think it's the West Coast Conference tournament every year is in Vegas. And you get these California schools putting up 20 runs a game. It's a launching pad there. And it won't be as hot as it usually is in the summer. So maybe not. But I'm excited to watch some of these big hitters from these teams. I don't know, hit some nukes.
My biggest storyline from this tournament is I want to see the response from Texas Tech. I need to see Texas Tech do something this weekend. 3-game series on the road at North Carolina. Tough to win there. Carolina's the top 5 team in the country right now. And then we had a really good Irvine team come to Lubbock. So now it's like, all right, you guys have had 2 really good teams to play. Let's see what you can do. You got to get the ball rolling a little bit for Texas Tech, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like the take. Mike Rooney and Mike Farron will be on the call. They're their absolute best. Peak Events doing great work, putting awesome regional type feel, even down to the timing of getting these guys on the field. If you're not the home team, you're hitting in the cages. Home team gets to take deeply on the field. So everyone gets to feel what it's like to be the home seed in this regional type setting. To me, I think Texas's arms, I know that's kind of like the chalk pick when you look at this thing. But when Max Wiener's done with these arms, we knew what he was going to do with the weekend starters, but he's getting really awesome productivity where Texas used to give up a lot of runs in the last 2-3 years in the midweeks. Right now, they're not. They're shoving. If you remember, it was Texas State that beat those guys in the midweek last year. Now it's the Aggies. Max Wiener, he's kind of been the difference. Did you guys see that Jalen Flores play, by the way? Like, close your eyes, open them, and it looked really did. I mean, it looked like too low, right? Like, for those who haven't seen it, you probably saw it on Top 10 Plays. He really did look like Tulo deep in the hole. It feels like he's having that resurgence of kind of bounce back, kind of weird year for him. So they're the big draw. I think them and Texas Tech's going to be an awesome matchup. Excited to see how Washington plays against those 2 teams. Obviously, friend of the program, getting his first year, dipping into that power forward deal. But to me, the arms of Texas in a ballpark where the ball flies feels like they'll be a difference maker.
Now, don't sleep on Illinois. They're a team that, like, they crushed Texas State in game 1 at Slam Marcus, 16-2 or something crazy like that. They have some juice in their lineup. And I was looking at some of their offensive numbers, and they got some players that I think have pro potential. I'm not saying they're going to win this tournament. I think Texas is the clear favorite here. But Illinois could sneak up on somebody Friday night. Who do they have Friday night? Is it Illinois, Texas Tech? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Saturday night, Texas Tech will be a fun one.
Yeah, bring back the old Big 12 days there. But cool.
There's a kid, Ben, I know you mentioned the power. I think I saw it on, I don't know if D1 Baseball collab with Illinois or they collab with us. Cameron Chialoy broke the single game stolen base record. He had 5 bags in 1 game. Single game record at Illinois. Like, they can run too. So, They're a weird team where we talked about Ohio State a lot last week, where like the small ball and then execute with 2 outs and run the ball out of the ballpark. Like with a kid like that, like he can change the game at the top of that lineup. So there's a fun name for you if you didn't know it. Now you do. 5 stolen bases in 1 game is Ricky Henderson.
That's more than I had in my career. I'm not even kidding.
Actually, definitely more than me in my career. Not even close. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Globe Life. The Amegy Classic, Baylor, Oregon State, Ohio State, and Auburn. Credit to Ohio State and Oregon State for their schedule this year. They're just bouncing around, being in these giant showcase tournaments first 3 weekends. Big time for those programs. So I want to say something nice about Baylor. I think what Baylor is doing is a really cool and unique way of recruiting. You're seeing a lot of junior college guys, and like you're seeing a lot of, like I don't know, like a couple years ago they were young. Last year they were a little bit older. This year they're much older as a team in the lineup, and they make the routine play defensively. Their pitchers throw strikes. They lost a heartbreaker Sunday against Gonzaga, but I loved every bullpen arm they threw out there. So Baylor, I think they'll be okay in the Big 12. They're not going to win it, but they'll do better than last year. Auburn, I know they lost opening weekend once to Holy Cross and like didn't play well, but since then they've been smacking the ball around the ballpark. So I don't know. I think this has a potential to be one of the higher scoring tournaments in Globe Life history. Usually we have 2-1 games and 4-2 games at Globe Life for all of the preseason tournaments, but I think this one has way more potential for runs being scored.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know how much hair had to do with Ohio State scheduling this year because usually it's done in years prior. But Ohio State's schedule has been a gauntlet this year. Arizona State for 3, NC State, Coastal Alabama, and Jacksonville. And then they get Auburn, Baylor, Oregon State this weekend. So Ohio State could be one of those right around 500 teams, depending on how they do in Big 12, Big 10 play. They're right around 500. They could be a sneaky LR team because their schedule is so difficult. So that's what I was just going to say real quick about. But hypothetical over that Friday night Auburn, Ohio State, if you're into that kind of stuff, I would just kind of take a peek at what that over-under line is.
Where is Noah?
I know a guy that knows.
I mean, I have no other input. I think Dimitri killed it there. I was also thinking,
what's the line?
Oh, I have no idea what the line's going to probably be. It'll be like 12.5.
Play guess that line. Play guess that line. Yeah, I love guess that line. Hypothetically.
Would you hypothetically take this 12.5?
Yeah, I would. I mean, just look at the previous 2 weekends of both of these teams. When Dimitri was talking about the scheduling, I don't mean to, we're kind of all over the place with these tournaments, but Kansas State, shout out to them. You go to the Coastal in their tournament, weekend 1, weekend 2, you're down in Arlington, weekend 3, you're in Frisco. Pete Hughes jumping on every opportunity they can get after that super regional appearance.
Yeah, love it. I love when teams schedule really tough. And that's no slight to some of those big time schools. Like Tennessee knows what they're doing. They've scheduled easy, but they're also giving big experiences to the other team. Like, hey, come play at our field. We're gonna kill you, and then we're gonna kill you for 3 games. But at least you get to say, like, hey, I got to play at Tennessee in front of a bunch of fans. That's also cool. But
Globe Life or whatever the hell we're talking about. Globe Life.
I'm going to pick something. Something speaks Auburn here to me. I don't know why. Something speaks Auburn. I think they already had their wake up call week 1. They've been playing good since. So give me Auburn.
Oregon State doesn't play bad 2 weekends in a row. Give me the Beavs.
Yeah.
It's not even
last week
it's not like they played bad last week. They lose 2 out of 3. They lose to Minnesota and whoever the other team was. Oklahoma. But like both of those games were clean. It's not like they ruined it.
I mean, losing 10-4 to Minnesota is not Oregon State brand baseball.
Minnesota was swinging it though.
Yeah. Okay, but that's not Oregon State brand baseball. You don't lose 10-4. Anybody.
Yeah.
Is it anybody? Wait, time out. Is it anybody's brand of baseball to lose 10-4? I hope not.
Shit, it might be Maryland Eastern Shore brand of baseball.
That's true.
No, hey, guarantee, baby. I'm with Dimitri here. I don't want to go too chalk, but I do think that this is the weekend that teams like to your point, you were talking about Tennessee. Yeah, they schedule a couple of mid majors, but like they are slowly but surely, gradually getting ready for SEC play because that SEC RPI is going to take care of itself, right? So you're just building blocks to get ready. Now you go down to Houston and you take on some big time power force teams like they're doing it now. And this is where I think Oregon State is building and they know who their arms are and they're getting ready to get this thing going. And this kind of is like their go-to, right? Because of what is to come and how they've gotten so creative with their scheduling. So I think Oregon State sweeps this weekend. And I think they do it pretty
Jack is only picking Oregon State because he's scared of low speed. There's no other reason.
No, last week, no, I'll do it again. I think Los Beach's creativity is getting it's getting good. And I think when I don't go with when I pick Oregon State because I'm like, oh, baseball analysis says that they're really good, then I think he's kind of sitting on his thumbs over there. So Los Beavs. No, I'm going to take Oregon State. He ripped me up pretty good last weekend. And I'm not just doing it because that's what you did with Southern Miss.
He's a philosopher now, too. He's been speaking these quotes at me, and I'm like, dude, get out of here.
He went always sunny on me last week. It was fantastic.
He's the best. Let's move to Frisco here. So we got Frisco, and hey, I don't remember who was it, you, Dimitri, or you, Jack, that was asking about the lazy river.
Me.
Frisco has the lazy river, and it's a great facility thing that they have going on over there in Frisco. Fun field. I hope the broadcast is a little better. I think last year, the cameras were a little shaky and not positioned correctly.
It will be,
but it will be better this year. Good. I imagine Kyle Peterson and Kenny Rogers and those guys got it straight.
What's the weather down these days? I haven't been paying attention at all. Here in sunny San Diego, we don't have to care about the weather at all. But is it warming up now?
It was beautiful today in Texas. It was 65 degrees and partly cloudy.
So we're warming up now. We're starting.
Well, I mean, it's Texas weather, brother. It could happen in a blink of an eye. Right. I'm looking up Frisco weather right now.
All right, what do you got on the Frisco? Hey, all right, Jack. I'm going to ask you this question.
It'll be low 70s all weekend, sunny, no rain.
Beautiful.
High of 49. Yeah, we're good. Good shape there. Here's my question for you guys. So it's LSU, Kansas State, Nebraska, Sam Houston. LSU or the field? We taking LSU or the field here?
LSU.
Oh, your question is more important. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's fine. I was just going to ask an even cooler question now, but whatever. LSU. I'll take LSU.
I'll take the field.
I think LSU. Yeah, but I do like Noah's take on it. Kansas State's been really impressive. We talked about him the other night, but D. Kennedy on that team is so dang talented. And you totally forgot he was there, and he just became kind of lost in the shuffle in Austin. But it's cool to see him back on his feet and doing really cool things in Manhattan. But if you're asking me if I'm taking LSU on the field, I'll take Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson wants to win every single game he plays, even if it's against his against a kid at the homeless shelter in a game of checkers. The guy's a winner. So give me Jay Johnson.
Sam Houston State's got an RPI 300 right now. So that's a pretty bad baseball team.
February. Relax. This is my theory on taking the field. And obviously I set this question up just because I wanted to sound different than you guys. I knew both of you were going to take LSU. This is a lot of these teams. The Sam Houston's, Nebraska's, Kansas State's biggest game of the year is against LSU. LSU is a powerhouse brand, and these guys want to beat them. LSU plays a midweek against a really good team, Dallas Baptist today. They get one off day, then they start the tournament. For me, I think they slip up once, and I think one of these teams is going to run the table, whether it's Kansas State, Nebraska, or Sam Houston. I could see it happening. Just one slip up by LSU.
I mean, you remember what happened 2 years ago when LSU came down here? They ran into Brody Breck and the Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah. And that was Iowa Super Bowl that year.
Yeah. But what I think is so awesome about this tournament, and I know I'm bragging on Pete because they were so good to me, but they have clearly set up what could legitimately be a regional this year. I was there in Houston last year. LSU, those fans, they love traveling to these tournaments. This place is going to be legit sold out. Like they've already sold out on tickets. LSU's going to have this place packed to the brim. So for these teams, right, couldn't you close your eyes? Couldn't you see it being LSU 1, hosted at the box? Nebraska is a 2 seed, Kansas State is a 3 seed, and Sam Houston is a 4 seed. Like this is a regional type setup. And this is exactly what Jay's going to do. He's going to go, boys, buckle up, man. You're going to get their very best. Like you said, Ben, this is their Super Bowl. Nebraska gets a win against Vanderbilt and LSU. No longer a bubble team with the RPI that with how much help that's like. This is huge for these 3 teams. With that being said, he's using all of that as bulletin board material. So that's why if you ask me the field or LSU, I've seen Nebraska in person. They've got the arms to beat LSU, but it's kind of how I feel about them in Tennessee right now, where everyone is so high and mighty on the former champs, and there's a reason that they're the former champs. They're starting to look like them, and they've just been bullying teams this year, and I just don't see that slowing down.
Love it. Yeah, I saw a funny tweet that I got reminded of. Somebody said it's going to cost LSU fans over $50 to watch their team play this week, because they play Flow Sports on Wednesday and then D1 baseball this weekend for 3 games. So it's like $54.99 for an LSU fan to watch 4 games. It's funny, but they'll pay it.
What's with people on Twitter telling the teachers that the students didn't finish their homework? We were DMing, we were talking in our group chat. I don't want to drop the YouTube channel, but why are people out in YouTube channels?
Ooh, I know what you're talking about. The
I wasn't gonna say the name, but yeah. What are we doing?
I'm like cool with those guys. Like I don't know why.
They're good dudes.
Yeah, good people. There must be some history, because you're right. Like somebody must have pissed him off, but he called him out on Twitter. Hey, YouTube, like they're illegally streaming the game.
That was such horseshit. Yeah. Like, why? Who does that?
That's funny, dude. No, you confused the hell out of me when you popped out.
I didn't want to drop the name.
I was going crazy. I was trying to comprehend what you said, and like the words weren't making sense in my head. But then it clicked.
Because
I knew what you were saying, but I didn't know how to.
They got banged again
add
today
on to the conversation without
game.
blowing it.
That thing went down, I think, in the 4th or 5th, something like that.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Noah, do you have a pick for this series, LSU or the field?
I'd probably go LSU. By the way, you mentioned the Houston field, but you guys didn't pick that.
Yeah, I think we're saving
it for a road trip
for last. We're saving it for right now. Yeah, Dimitri said he wanted to go to Las Vegas next. So Houston field, Rice, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Arizona, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, and that's all. I think I said them all. Rice, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, A&M, Arizona. This is a fun one. Like I still have so many like nostalgic memories from Minute Maid Park, going Friday after school, going again Saturday, going again Sunday. And that was back when University of Houston was always good. Rice was good. You would have Texas come into town, Baylor, Texas. Like it's a really cool tournament. And Minute Maid does it right, especially with the streaming and the broadcast. They just stream it for free on either their YouTube or their Twitter account, right?
No, they stream it on their website.
Yeah.
And their Twitter.
Their website and their Twitter.
And Twitter too.
So it's free to watch. And these games, like you can't sell out Minute Maid Park, but you can get a full lower bowl. Like the lower deck, it'll be full. Like there's not seats open. And I think the marquee game is it let's see, Saturday night, Texas A&M's playing the night game against Oklahoma State, maybe? Is that what it is?
No,
Yeah,
Eric. Sorry, yeah.
No, pull up the schedule for me, Dimitri. Tell me what it is, because they always do a good job. Like Friday night's a big matchup and Saturday night's a big matchup.
So Texas A&M Arizona is Friday night, and then the other Friday game is Tennessee Oklahoma State at 4:00, and then
Texas A&M has the night game on all 3 days.
On all 3,
yeah.
Okay.
Mississippi State's got Rice at noon on Friday. Then they've got Arizona Saturday afternoon, Oklahoma State Sunday afternoon. Arizona's got Texas A&M Friday night, Mississippi State Saturday afternoon, and then Tennessee Sunday at noon. And then Texas A&M's got Arizona, Oklahoma State, Rice all at the night games. But that Saturday night Texas A&M Oklahoma State game is loaded.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The last time I went to this was literally 3 days before COVID. It was like March 11th of 2020, and I think it might have been Cade Horton from Oklahoma throw a no-hitter, 9-inning no-hitter, and it was a great tournament, and then the whole world shut down.
I can't believe they gave Tennessee a 4 o'clock, a 12 o'clock, or a 3 o'clock, an 11 o'clock, and an 11 o'clock start.
That sucks. They need to be one of those night games, but I guess Texas
They
A&M.
have to have a night game.
Yeah.
But they can't play Texas
Hey,
A&M.
but here's the deal.
The SEC thing. That's tough.
Yeah. Here's the deal. They're I mean, Ben, you know better than anybody. Man, that College Station crowd in Houston's gonna be stupid.
always is.
Like you're just pandering to the crowd, and rightfully so. You're trying to fill up that place. But yeah, to have the former national champs not get one of the primetime games is weird, but like I also completely get it.
I
just wanted to say, Mississippi State fans, be careful. That first game Friday, the Friday after like noon game, maybe 11 o'clock game, whatever it is, that one always gets feisty. I think Texas State beat somebody last year that upset somebody the first game last year. 2 years ago, that first game there was an upset. Rice beat
with Louisiana. It was the Raging Cajun.
Yeah, like that first game, there's always an upset. The first game on Friday at noon, like be careful because Rice could beat you, Mississippi State. I've seen it happen before.
But anyway, my two biggest storylines coming out of this weekend. Texas A&M, here's one of two things are going to happen this weekend. They're either going to silence all the doubters and be just fine. Michael Early, we're all going to be just fine. We're going to show up. We're going to play hard. We're going to play clean, solid, heartful. I just made up that word, heartful baseball for 9 innings or for 27 innings weekend. Or it's going to be, oh shit, this team is not very good. Early, you better get these boys together kind of thing. That's just one of two things are going to happen. It's going to be way on this end of the spectrum or way on this end of the spectrum.
Are you talking about like Twitter reactions?
Just
because I agree. I agree with you.
Like reaction from the fan base, the baseball fan base, and just college baseball fans in general. Texas A&M is either going to be just fine or they're going to be starting the panic button's going to be starting to be pressed.
I agree with like both ends of the spectrum. If they go play well this weekend, they're going to think, oh, we're still the number one team in the country. If they play bad, they're going to be like, we shouldn't even be ranked. We're so overrated. And that's just natural reaction for people on social media.
But guys, it's already happened. Like, why am I reading
officially? Like, they're like, oh, whatever.
Dude, I'm reading like I was legit more than like 9 to 10 tweets of like, oh man, this team isn't playing with any spirit in this. Their poor leadership. Like, give me a freaking break.
Well, they just lost their
already happening.
First overall pick, Gavin Grahovic, for the whole season. Freshman All-American.
Golden Spike.
Yeah,
dude. So it's like, can we just give them a week to breathe and like, all right, let's regroup. How are we going to do this? Oh, we'll take the guy that broke the Ivy League home run record and put him back at his natural position. Like, okay, cool. Just might take a second for us to recalibrate. But like, they're going to be fine. I'm glad that you went there.
My point still stands. A&M is
you're right.
This weekend. And then my other storyline is Tennessee is going to be the number one team after this weekend. Or everyone just say, oh, cupcake schedule for the first 2 weeks. See what happens when you play a real team. That's the other storyline that's going to either one or the other is going to happen after this weekend with Tennessee. I think my prediction is Tennessee is going to be the number one team Monday morning.
Yeah. I want to give a hot take or a big pick. Give me Arizona money line Sunday night against Tennessee. Smith Bailey, remember the name. I think that freshman's got the shit. So
I love it coming out.
Yeah,
go back to the shadow. Don't say anything else. Let people.
I'm not sure Tennessee. I could be totally wrong, but I think Tennessee still is unsure who their Sunday starter is. So I really like a plus 180.
I'll tell you who it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be this week, but I'll tell you who it's gonna be.
AJ Russell.
How about AJ Russell?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back, throwing a zillion miles an hour after TJ.
The ultimate move would have been to come in and say, "I'm taking Arizona money line with Tennessee Sunday night," and then just go right back to the shadow.
Well, he needs to stay on because we're about to move into the weekend series pick'em, and that's where he's going to shine. The over under 9 strikeouts for Liam Doyle on Friday.
Who do they play? Who do they
I'll take
play?
the over.
They could be
Over.
playing the
Yeah,
Tampa
good
Bay
call.
Rays, and I would still take the over.
Does it matter? Yeah, it's beautifully
Yeah.
said.
He's getting double digits again.
Oh, this is
The
just
whip
going to
rate
be.
is unbelievable.
They're playing Oklahoma State.
This is going to be Liam Doyle, Chase Dolander breakout game where everyone could be like, "Oh my god, this is his Chase Dolander game versus Oklahoma State Friday."
By the way, I love. I don't know if we mentioned this or not. I love that this is like viewable on Twitter and YouTube. Like this tournament's great.
It's the best.
Rocks.
Right.
All right. Well,